Hey everybody, welcome back to the Highland Fox. This week we're talking about Monaco. We're not talking about Emilia Romagna, that whole paragraph of a race, because they dealt with some really bad flooding, really bad. So that race was canceled, which was the right choice.
Yeah. I know everyone talked about the region. It's devastating and heartbreaking.
Right.
It's just really sad what those families are going through right now.
But it was nice to see Formula One actually make the right choice for once.
Yes.
So,
well, I mean, they couldn't really race, and I'm glad that they
gave everyone their tickets and stuff.
Yeah,
back,
so did some action as well.
Right. So that's why we didn't have a video last week. That race was canceled. This week though is Monaco, which is everyone's favorite qualifying. Not so much race. But this race was pretty exciting.
Yeah,
kind of like last year's.
Yeah. I know normally it's okay, so whoever qualifies, that's how it is. Rain always throws a little bit of a a wrench into the plans of things, but it was actually pretty good. Yeah. I liked it.
So let's actually start there with the rain. Red Bull won again, Monaco. We're probably just not even going to say who wins, just assume it's Red Bull.
I know, we always just kind of glare,
right.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Because if Red Bull doesn't win, that's how we're going to start. Holy crap, the world is ending. So Red Bull won by 25 seconds in a street track. Max was gone. Mm-hmm. Perez crashed into a wall. King of Streets finished 20th. He didn't finish 20th, but did not do well.
His race was ugly.
Bumper cars.
So
rain.
Yes.
Could have caused problems for people. It caused a lot of problems for the midfield, the rest of the race. With that into consideration now, is Red Bull going to win the rest of the races, or is something like rain going to possibly prevent their perfect streak?
I feel like Red Bull is going to win even if rain happens, because their strategies somehow just magically work. I mean, they do have the most beautiful car out there and a very aggressive team of drivers. But I mean, I don't know, an act of God would have to happen at this point to make something happen.
Max has got to lose an engine.
Yeah.
I think it's the only way. Because rain even happened here and he still won by 25 seconds in a street track.
Yeah. So I do foresee Red Bull always coming out on top, even with rain, even with some crazy stuff, because we've already seen Max come back from
ninth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never happened in Formula One history, and there's still 14 races left
that somene's gone.
No team has ever gone the full amount. Well,
I'm so excited we get to see that happen this year.
No
we
faith.
Are a part of history, you guys.
No faith.
Nope.
Oscar Piastri for the win.
Okay.
Not claiming that.
He had a pretty good race.
He did. He got point. Didn't he get 10th?
Oh, I probably.
Or Norris got 10th.
He kept up with Norris.
He did. Okay, so rain was exciting. Made the race a little bit more exciting. A lot of bumper cars going around. Watched the highlights of the race. It was really entertaining.
Yes.
But again, Red Bull far and away. So that leads us into second place.
Alonso,
who should have won.
So it's kind of if his team would have pitted him for the right tires, inters, not mediums, right?
They gave him the Leclerc strategy.
Yeah.
It was raining, so they put slicks on.
I definitely think he would have had a chance. I think he would have came out ahead of.
He would have came out ahead of Max. In Monaco, where it's impossible to pass.
Yeah, so I think he could have fought for it. But such a shame almost, because it's not your fault. You were there. You had a hell of a race.
He got Leclerc'd.
And your team, man, just blah.
Yeah.
So I mean, even though he got second, I say as a whole, Aston Martin had a terrible weekend.
Oh,
Stroll, I don't know what was going on.
He was playing bumper cars too.
Yeah, and then bad call on them.
Yeah. Cost them a win.
So even though they had a driver get second place, I don't know. I think they definitely need to take the week to reevaluate some things.
Because it's Spain this week, so they're back into racing.
Yeah, and that's Alonso's hometown.
Right.
Home country.
Yeah.
So I mean.
Yeah.
Come on, get it together. That was ridiculous.
It was crazy to think that we all made fun of Leclerc last year when they pitted him for inners again when it was drying. And then they pitted everybody for slicks, and Leclerc to pit again, and got into he went from pole to fourth. And then we're like, well, nobody's got Ferrari's strategy. And Aston's like, hold my beer.
That looks like a good
Right.
idea.
Let's do that.
Why get first when you could get second?
Red Bull paid them off so they could keep the streak going. That's not real internet. Please don't
that
start
didn't happen.
that theory.
That didn't happen.
Some Italian news outlet's going to take that and run with it.
Oh, gosh.
But with second, though, third... Ocon! What a cool podium.
I'm just so excited for him because he's so fun. He's such an awesome driver. And is this the only midfield podium we're going to get this entire season?
It might be because Ferrari and Mercedes shouldn't be midfield. And I don't see enough. I thought Aston would have been midfield, but they've been on the podium every race.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, so I think this is going to be the only
We'll see.
one.
Yeah. But see, rain, right?
Yeah,
rain caused problems.
Rain does, yeah.
For second and third.
Second and third. Yeah, so it's like, I think first is always just going to be a Red Bull.
Yeah. I'm glad it wasn't a 1-2, though. I was getting tired of 1-2s.
Yeah. So, I think Monaco definitely, spiced things up a bit for all of us.
Yeah.
It was exciting to see... kind of the bumper cars and the switch arounds because Hamilton kind of had is he I felt like it was everything was up in the air. It was exciting and I love seeing new drivers on the podium. I don't know, especially Ocon. I just have there's a soft spot in my heart for him.
Yeah. So that leads actually pretty well into the third topic we wanted to talk about today. Monaco itself. It is the most controversial track, which is ridiculous when you have Saudi Arabia with bombs going off.
Yeah.
But Monaco, for whatever reason, is the one that we have to cancel. It's a classic track, been around since 1929. It's one of the first tracks with Monza, Silverstone, and Spa. And everyone wants to cancel it because there's not enough passing. It's boring. It's a procession. Thoughts?
Well, we do have a few years left here before the contract is up. I know F1 has kind of been a little... money conscious and the tracks that pay the most will get the most. I think it's a shame because I do understand you want passing, you want that action, but I think you also have to pay tribute to where things started and the history of how it is. I think to get rid of certain tracks just because it's not Fast and the Furious
and Vegas pays more.
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know how many videos we've seen how they could make Monaco a little better. So you change the track up.
Right.
But if that's really the problem, there are options. So to me it's kind of well, now you're being picky.
Yeah.
So this is totally my personal opinion. I don't want them to get rid of Monaco. I think it would be such a travesty because it is even when I didn't know Monaco, I was 2011 watching Iron Man 2. I was that's the Monaco track.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing. Those are fast cars, but I know it's Monaco. So I think I don't know.
And James Bond, he's got the Monte Carlo, they're going around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
no.
I just think it would be so...
And it doesn't make any sense to me personally because it is such a classic track, to your point. But also, I don't want every track to be a street track. I don't want every track to be Silverstone. I don't want every track to be Brazil. The whole point of F1 for me is challenging drivers. And Monaco, every single driver says is the most challenging track because you're not full throttle. You're only full throttle a third of the track. It's all technical. And if you make a mistake, you're out.
Yeah. And not only that, you take out everyone else.
Right. So it's it's so high pressure and all the drivers love it, except for Max. But it's one of those tracks that's fine. So one race is going to be slow and not very exciting out of 22.
Yeah.
But it's classic and it's going to
out.
Right.
And it's so expensive to get tickets there because it is wanted.
Right.
So okay, I'm sorry, all the races can't be
Brazil.
Yeah. But I mean that variety is what keeps it exciting and spicy. Yeah. And I don't know. I think if all the tracks are the same.
And again, it's going to test the drivers, right?
Yeah.
Can you drive on Monaco? Can you drive on Jeddah? Can you drive on Silverstone?
Yeah.
Right? It's what can you drive on?
So I think it would be so sad if they got rid of Monaco.
Yeah. And the qualifying is the most exciting.
Yeah.
So you get a qualifying instead of the race, right? But the race has been pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's just it's a part of history. It's a classic. And
it's one of the four. The four have to stay.
Yeah, I agree. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Before we let you guys go, we have one last fun fact. Leclerc finished 6th, so still has the curse because, he was in 3rd, which would have gotten him a podium. His first podium ever in his home race. Got the penalty and knocked him down because Ferrari didn't tell him about another driver. So again, strategy errors, not his fault. But he finished the race, which means this is the first time in his racing career Leclerc has finished his home race on the full amount.
I am sorry about his brother not finishing
his
home race, but
so the Leclerc, Leclerc curse is very real. His brother crashed out of qualifying and then had brake failure during the race in F2. So
it's still there, but maybe it transfers.
Just
to the next one.
Just change your name. Both Leclercs next year. Just change it to Smith.
Yep.
So,
but he finished. So
he finished full race distance.
What a day!
On that happy note, we're gonna let you guys go. Talk to you later.